So, yesterday we talked about the United States government and its three branches. Remember that the three branches of the United States government are the legislative branch, they make the laws, that's the House and the Senate. The executive branch enforces the laws, that's the president and the vice president. And the judicial branch makes sure that the laws are fair, that's the Supreme Court. Remember how they check on each other to make sure they're doing the right thing. Now, that's at the federal level. That's the United States level that has the three branches. And remember that division is to help break up the power in our country so that one bad bunch doesn't ruin everything. The federal level is the name for the United States level. They make the laws for the whole country. The state level makes laws just for the state. But the federal laws are above the state laws. It means they're the ultimate boss. So the federal level, for instance, can make a law saying everyone has to wear a seatbelt in the whole United States. But the state can make laws for highways that are just in the state. Okay, so we have different levels of lawmaking, federal and state. But the state level is also divided up into three branches, another division of power. The governor is our executive branch. This is our current governor, Greg Abbott. To be the governor, you must be at least 30 years old, you must be a citizen of the United States, and you must have lived in Texas for at least 5 years. He helps enforce the laws of Texas. The lieutenant governor is a little bit like the vice president of the United States. If something were to happen to the governor, he would take over. Our lieutenant governor is elected separately from the governor. Our current lieutenant governor is Dan Patrick, and our governor is also the president of the Senate. That means he leads the proceedings in the Senate. Our legislative branch is our legislature, and it has two main parts, the House of Representatives and the Senate. They only meet in January of every odd year for 140 days. So on even years like 2020, they're not in our state capital making laws. They only do that during odd years unless the governor calls a special session. So if there's an emergency of some kind and we need some new laws, then he can call a special session for 30 days. But otherwise, they're not there in even years, only in odd years. Now, because we have a House and a Senate, we're a bicameral system. There are two chambers, the House and the Senate, and they have to agree on the laws. There's only one state in the United States that does not have a bicameral system. That's Nebraska. It doesn't have two chambers. It only has one, and that is called a unicameral system. But they're the only ones. In our Senate, we have 31 members. Our current senator is Brian Birdwell for where we live. Every section of Texas has its own senator. A senator serves 4-year terms. A senator must be at least 26 years old and a citizen of Texas for at least 5 years. And they also have to live in their area. And the reason we want our governor to have lived in Texas for a while or our senators to have lived in their area for a while is so that they'll have a better feeling for what the needs are for our state and for their area. Our House of Representatives, remember, the House is based on population, so it has 150 members. Our current representative is Dwayne Burns. If you live in Bosque County, if you live in McLennan County, it's Doc Anderson. They're elected for 2-year terms. To be a House representative, you must be at least 21 years old, be a Texas citizen for at least 2 years, and live in your district. The leader of the House is the Speaker of the House, and that person is elected by the other representatives. We, of course, have a Supreme Court, which is our judicial branch to make sure the laws are fair. But our Supreme Court is a little bit different from the United States Supreme Court. Remember, the United States Supreme Court judges are appointed by the president for life or until they retire. The Supreme Court judges in Texas are only allowed to be judges for 6 years, and then there's another election, and the people of Texas get to vote on them. So they are elected, not appointed. All right, I want to show you again, just like in Washington, D.C., how all the three branches are close to each other. In Texas, our three branches are located close to each other as well. They're located in Austin, Texas. And our state capitals here, that's the House and the Senate are in our Capitol building. Right in the backyard of the Capitol is the Supreme Court of Texas, and right across the street is the Texas Governor's Mansion, the executive branch. So executive, legislative, and judicial branch of Texas are all located in Austin really closely together because they need to work together. Now, I'm also going to put a link in Google Classroom of how you can find your representatives and contact them because, again, part of our responsibility in our country of making sure that the people are making fair laws and our government is running like it's supposed to is that part of our job once you turn 18 is to really research who is going to be a part of the judicial branch or the executive branch or the legislative branch for you, and to make sure you research that carefully and make your decision and then go vote for that person. But it's also to tell them what you think about what's going on and stay in contact with them. And to do that here in Texas, there's a website. You can fill out your address in your county and it'll give you links to emails so that you can send emails or letters or even call and talk to your representatives. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you're staying safe and well. Talk to you soon.